Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
What's up, everybody? Merch Minds episode 23. My name is Glen. I have a YouTube channel, Hustler Hacks, and my co-host with the most, Yong, is here.
Hey, what's going on, man? Just walked through the door. You and I just got done talking privately, man. I don't rest, man. I just walked in the door. I haven't had a bathroom break. I haven't had lunch. I'm here to talk to you guys.
This guy's hustling, grinding out there.
So it's all good, man. How you living?
I'm doing good, and a lot of, well, maybe not a lot of merch news, but we did get an update on the 15th, right?
It's pretty damn significant, yes.
All right, so I will read this update to everybody. Due to the changing cost of printing, fulfillment, transportation, and customer service, we will be adjusting the Amazon cost of Merch by Amazon t-shirts from $9.31 to $9.80 to give you time to plan for these fee updates starting April 17th of this year. We will begin updating costs on a rolling basis. Shirt pricing will be automatically updated to have at least 1 cent royalty. To find out more, please visit our royalty calculation page. Thank you for your continued support of Merch by Amazon.
Yo.
What is your comment?
Scandalous. Yo, dude. How much richer can the rich get? We're just trying to get a piece of the pie, man. But you know what? I get it, man. You know what? It's all good. I'm over here trying to be funny. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I thought personally, I was expecting worse because I knew this was gonna happen.
I
didn't know when it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, especially with a lot of people accounts getting approved, which we'll get into here shortly. But yeah, no, you know what? I kind of expected this. I wasn't sure when, but sure enough, when I logged in last night, there was that message in the dashboard, and yeah, man,
it's like a 49-cent difference, and I think it's kind of expected from the next year after that. I mean, kind of like USPS, right? Like shipping things out on eBay, like they change those prices every year. Unfortunately, those have gotten super high. With merch, let's see what they adjust it to. 49 cents, I think we can all live with. It's a brand new platform. We just want to get in and make money and see what they do when, they start adding more products, what those fees look like. But I don't know. I'm cool with it. But like we said, it was expected. So I'm not, no complaints, from us.
No complaints, but like I said, I mean, it does add up.
Yeah.
But
no complaints from us. Just kidding.
No complaints, but it does add up. I get it, man. If you're out there, and your numbers are just sky high, it does add up. But hey, we said this 1,000 times, man. This is why at some point, if you guys are super serious about this, go ahead and start your own website and sell your products there, because this is what Amazon does. Okay, so yeah, no surprises, man.
Yeah, it's not they're not crazy with the fees yet like FBA, but let's just hope that we just take one step at a time and we're good with this little price increase that they're doing. But let's see what happens next year. As far as numbers go, I think there's a lot to get to. And as far as your goals and where you're at, that's what I'm kind of interested in.
Oh yeah, we can talk about
what happened. Man. Yeah, what happened? What's going on? St. Patrick's Day is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. You gonna wear green?
Yes, sir. I'm all about that green. I'm gonna wear green, just like a full money looking Snuggie all day, full green.
What the heck does that mean? What?
Like a Snuggie, all out, just green.
What the heck is a Snuggie?
Money signs all over. You know what Snuggies are? They're nice, warm. They keep you comfy when you're a little cold.
Aren't they called Snuggles, or are they called Snuggies? I thought they were called Snuggles. No,
I think they're Snuggies.
I don't know, man. I don't keep up with all that. I thought for a second they were called Snuggles. Huh? Hey, you know what? I wish. I know what they are. I just thought they were called snuggles.
Oh,
I could
okay.
be wrong.
I think that's the bear that does. Is
There's a
that the
bear
bear?
called a snuggle?
Yeah, I think that's the bear.
I'm I'm completely out of touch, man.
Yeah, yeah, he's very soft.
Oh my god. Oh, you're right.
Snuggle fabric
No.
softener.
Yeah. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Now that you said that, okay. Okay. Of
All right,
course.
so but St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. So of course a lot of people are kind of preparing for those shirts. Once they go down, you might see a little decrease in number unless you're going to replace those with brand new, I don't know, cool, awesome t-shirts that are going to replace that because some people are just straight up killing it out there with the St. Patrick's Day shirts.
Yep. Yep. And I was actually one of them. And I mean, if we're gonna dive into numbers, we can. I can start it off.
Please do, sir.
Yeah. So this month, uh, starting in March 1st, obviously, was really good. I had a bunch of St. Patty's Day shirts. A couple of them really took off. Selling 3, 4, 5 a day,
Nice.
and but as I predicted, I was expecting this. The last couple of days, obviously with St. Patty's Day being tomorrow,
Yeah.
my sales have dropped. But not only have they dropped lower than what they used to be before St. Patty's Day, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's kind of
Um,
weird.
and so, uh, you obviously being in the group, I had posted the other day, how's everyone's sales doing? I was kind of complaining, or not complaining, but I was predicting that my numbers were going to drop, and sure enough, they did. I mean, today is what, Thursday, 4:30 Pacific
Mm-hmm.
Standard Time, 4 sales. I haven't had a day like this since 3, 4 months ago.
Dang.
So, uh, typically in the evening, someone will buy more shirts, but yeah, this is we'll see, man. We'll see. But
Yeah, I mean, that definitely has something to do with it because since it is tomorrow, I mean, I would figure that they're going to decline, you know, yet probably like yesterday, today, and then they're going to be done for, until next year, pretty much.
yeah, yeah.
So we kind of predicted that was going to happen, but I'm kind of surprised though that it kind of dropped that much. I think.
You're surprised, yo, man. I'm surprised myself. Yeah, it. I mean, yesterday I had 7 total sales.
Mhm. But usually you're like at 12,
Yeah,
14,
I'm 10 plus a
15.
day. I'm 10 plus a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Today I'm at 4. Again, the day's not over yet, but the numbers have significantly dropped, and it's not like I'm not uploading shirts. I'm putting up designs every day.
Mhm.
My limit just went from 4 to 5, which we'll talk about here in a second. I think most people, their limits had been increased as well. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising considering that I'm uploading designs every day,
Yeah.
but yet my numbers have dropped significantly.
Yeah. But wasn't there a day that I remember we were texting? There was one day recently that you did pretty well on. We both did
Oh
good, like
yeah,
on that same day.
yeah. Was it Sunday or Monday? I sold 23 shirts, most I ever sold in one day ever.
So that's a new record. Now you got to beat 2023, right?
I have to beat 23.
All
That's the
right.
most I ever sold in a day.
Okay.
But
I
after
think that
that,
was I think that was Sunday
was
actually. I
that
think it
Sunday?
was Sunday. Yeah, I think it was Sunday.
But after that, I've noticed the numbers started to drop.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, at least you know we got to beat 23. Now we have that on the record. 23 is the number Young will beat.
23. Yep. And, you and I were talking in private, and and I've said this publicly, my goal is to do 4K by the end of June. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I had mentioned this to you in private, but it would be nice for me to meet that goal because I want to pay off my car
Yes,
by
sir.
then. And here's the thing, okay? I don't have a super fancy car. I have a used Subaru Outback.
Lamborghini.
You know what? If you think Subaru Outback is a Lamborghini, my friend, you're completely out of touch as well. But no, I bought this, a few years ago, and I probably only have about $4,000 left. as far as payments. But I would like to pay it off this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and paying off the car, that thing is paying off a car. Like once I did that with my car, I was like flying high. I was like, man, not having a car payment is a huge difference. And I know everybody's like, oh, what about the merch money? And what are you going to do? And do something fancy? And I was like, there's no way. Like I had, a lot of the money that I made last year was just kind of like stashed away for different things. And I was like, why? There's no way just go out and buy like a car just because, doing good on merch, or that's for any platform actually. Because if reinvest and do something.
No, I mean, you have to treat yourself every now and then, but
yeah,
I mean, just because you're making some decent money and you go out and you're blowing it every day, well, then that's, it's going to catch up to you at some point, and it's going to bite you in the ass.
In the club.
Yeah. But no, that's smart though. And plus, you got married last year, and you spent your money on more responsible things, as like making your wife happy. Otherwise, I know she would have, probably killed you or something.
Well, it sucks being an adult, but I've gotten used to it, and yeah, pretty much spending money on responsible adult-like things. And I have to get my roof fixed actually from like a random hailstorm that we had like several months ago, and they said like, yeah, just wait until it gets a little warmer and we'll go out there and fix it. So insurance already gave me the check, and I have to cover the rest. And it's kind of dumb because it's a brand new house, and it's just like a random one-day hailstorm. So now I got to fix that. And
wow, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, if you guys are doing decent on merch, don't splurge. Save that money, reinvest, because again, things like that, it does happen. But yeah, my goal is to just pay off my car, and I'm not doing as much as you are, obviously, but considering where I live in this part of the country, no joke, everything's inflated here. If for you listeners that have no idea what the living cost is where I live, go on to Craigslist. I kid you not, you guys are gonna lose your mind. Go on the Craigslist. Go to San Jose, California, San Francisco, California. Look up a one-bedroom apartment. You guys will freaking shark in your pants. I kid you not. So I would love to pay off the car sometime this year.
So what is it looking like if, let's say, the sales stay kind of where they're at right now? We're 2 weeks in, so we already know what you're going to get for that amount. What are you looking at for this month?
Sure. It's the midway point of March right now. My royalties, if I recall, they're right around 1,400 at this point.
Okay.
And
nice.
And that's averaging to about 12 shirts per day. But obviously that number, I mean, if I continue to do less than 10 shirts per day, obviously that average is going to drop. I think even if the numbers do continue to drop, I'll break the 2K mark. But I was really, really hoping to break 2,500. I don't know if that's going to happen now.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Like you said, we're 2 weeks in, and then February was a shorter month, and I was predicting that one to be a little bit better. I think that one's going to be a little lower by like maybe $300 to $500 lower than what I thought it was going to be. I don't know. We haven't seen those numbers yet. When do they usually come out? Like the 19th, 21 or 21st, something like that?
Gosh, I don't know. Okay. Usually someone posted in the group, and I'll log in and take a look. But I can't even tell you myself.
Yeah, I want to see what that is, because I want to see what those numbers look like. But my numbers, I was the same thing. Like I did see a drop, and then we had that huge day on Sunday. I think I sold like 42 shirts that day. The day before yesterday was like a nice regular day. I was at like 35 sales, which is like my average, 30 to 35. Yesterday was a little lower. It was like 25. And then today, right now, I'm at 22. And we think we still have a good amount of time left. So usually after 5 o'clock, like right now, is a good time. Like they start kind of coming in. So if I finish with 30, then that's my average. And around there, then then we're fine. But the numbers, I think I don't know. I might do less this month than last month, but I don't think it's going to be by a whole lot. But it is maybe just a small decrease by a couple of hundred or so. I'm hoping, but really I'm hoping to just catch up the next 2 weeks. But things are kind of crazy right now. I'm trying to get everything in order and I haven't added. Let's see. No, I added shirts 2 days ago. I think I added like 30 shirts.
Okay, so that was my next question to you.
Yeah.
Was, are you still uploading every day? And it sounds like you're not.
Yeah.
Because I know at one point you were just driving yourself crazy with that.
Yeah. They actually moved me up to 80 submissions per day. Which
get out of here, man.
Yeah,
you were at what, 50?
I was at 40 and then I went to 55 and now I'm at 80 submissions. Imagine submitting 80 shirts a day.
Wow. Well, wait, what tier are you at?
8,000.
Oh man, dude. You know what? I just wish I had that problem.
You're like, you know what? This podcast is over.
It's over, man. I'm going home. Wait, I am home. What am I talking about? Anyway.
So, I think my main thing that is getting me right now is just the ideas. Like, I think I really got myself into like this huge thing. Like, I think my next step is to really break down the niches, because I did that at one point last year and that really, really helped me to like just brainstorm niche ideas and break those down even further and then break those down even further. And then, throw them like really down to like these sub niches that maybe may not been hit yet. And I really need to just I think at this point, it has to be the research part that's really just holding me back. Like
that's the only part that I actually hate doing, because it just, I mean, you and I talked about this, it's gotten to the point where almost everything's been done.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can we be original now?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, but I think there's also just some like sub niches that I know they're out there, right? You just gotta find them and do the research on it, and that's the thing that's holding me back. And I think, I mean, the design wise, that will take time, of course, to design stuff. But I just think the research part, and of course, also making sure things aren't trademarked, copyright. Like I think that is, that's an extra step in making sure you're good and you're not crossing any boundaries, doing any of that. So that's an extra step, to put in there. So. That's the only thing right now, and I have to figure something out, with that.
Yeah.
So should we get into our guest?
Yeah. So today we have Luke Kelly from Australia. I can't remember exactly where in Australia he lives, but cool guy, really nice, friendly.
In the group.
In our group, yeah. He has his own podcast, Merch Nerds. So if you guys are on iTunes, check him out as well.
Yeah, and he has a pretty cool story because him and his wife are trying to, build it up and do things. He has a really cool story, so I think everybody would like.
Yeah,
his part. Yeah, his story.
Really cool story, but what's also cool is he's pretty transparent.
Yeah.
He's not here to brag or nothing. I mean, actually, he just started, so I don't think there's really anything to brag about. I mean, no disrespect. But he's putting himself out there to really just document his whole journey, kind of like we are, right? Yeah. I mean, obviously, Glenn, you're doing, better than most, and I'm, I think I'm at that stage where I'm, doing okay, I guess. But we've always said from the beginning, we're not here to brag, we're not here to sell you guys courses or nothing like that. We're just here to document our own personal journey, and at the same time just kind of share what we know, because we do have a design background. And that's what I like about Luke. He's putting himself out there. He's being very transparent about himself.
Yeah, it's a good interview. So
let's get
into that interview.
We are going international again today, folks. In fact, we're going in, not only are we going international today, next week we're going to North Korea. But today we're going to Australia. We got my main man, Mr. Luke Kelly. Luke,
hey
what's
guys.
going on, man?
Not much. Just catching up with you boys. Good to be here. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Glenn, I'm kind of intimidated right now, Glenn, and And I tell you why. Because I like Luke. He's a good-looking guy. He's obviously in the same business as we are. But I think he's our competitor because he also has a podcast.
Nonsense, Yong.
No? You, come on, man. You don't feel any threat there?
He's a huge fan, not only of us but of merch.
Okay.
So it's a good little collab here.
Okay. I thought there was some animosity between us, man. But I think everything's cool, man. Luke, welcome to the show, man. Obviously, this is all fun and games. Tell us about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and normally we like to ask our guests about their numbers. If you're willing to share, we'd love to hear what your numbers are like.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, sure. So, as you mentioned, my name's Luke, and I'm from Australia. I'm about an hour and a half from Melbourne, so in Victoria. Started merch, got accepted in October 2016, and got started uploading in November. Got 25 designs uploaded. Obviously had the big freeze in December and January, and then in February things took off pretty well, which was really good. Had my best month. And then before starting with merch, I was actually a full-time airbrush artist. So I did airbrushing for about 10 years. And unfortunately, I had a pretty serious knee accident, and that took me off my feet for about 6 months. And basically, just sort of, I started looking at earning some passive income online, and that sort of took me to Kindle. And I took a Kindle course, and one day I was doing some research through YouTube and found this really cool Hustler Hacks channel. got pretty intrigued by what Glen was doing, and I had a bit of a background in design, and I love doing art and design, and I also have my teaching degree in fine art. So I guess I sort of just seeing what Glen was doing and how well he was doing in terms of passive income, and decided that rather than sort of go with Kindle because I wasn't much of a writer, I'd apply my design skills and get started with merch. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's great. Now, you said you had a knee injury?
Yeah, so I was pretty big into indoor soccer. I'd been playing for a couple of years, and unfortunately I was just chasing after the ball, nothing too serious, just sort of running after the ball. And I went to sort of pivot on the spot, and my knee gave out, and I heard this really bad pop. It was just super loud, and I was just like, ugh, that can't be good. And had to basically get carried off the field. And I didn't think too much of it at the time, and sort of just went off the field and, got some ice and just do what you normally would with an injury. And basically, sat there for about half an hour, and went to get up to go walk to my car and go home. And, my knee had swollen up really badly, and I basically couldn't walk. So at that stage, I knew I'd sort of done more serious damage, and went to the hospital the next day and got a scan of my knee, and I'd completely torn my ACL, which is the main ligament that goes through your knee. So I was shattered because, being that I was a full-time artist, I, had to be able to walk, had to be able to get up and down a ladder and stuff like that. So it was life-changing, but at the same time, I was at the stage where with my airbrushing business, I knew I wasn't really earning enough income to make it my my lifetime career. So
sure.
I'd sat down before that, and although I was so passionate about it and I loved doing it, I realized that, when I sat down and worked it out, I was earning sometimes less than $10 an hour. Like, it was crazy, but just I had such a passion there for it that I just kept doing it. So yeah,
Okay.
the knee injury was almost like a blessing in disguise.
Oh man. Well, I hope that knee is healing.
It is.
If it's not healed up already.
Yeah.
Let's get into merch, man. So you came across Mr. Hustler Hack's channel,
Yeah.
and I think it's fair to say that anyone who's currently doing merch at some point has watched this channel. Glenn, do you have any questions for him? I'll give you the first question, man.
Okay, this is just like an honest question. So when you came across the channel and you saw that I was talking about merch and somewhat making money on it, did you think that it was like a fake type of, I don't know, like a like a too good to be true type of thing? Or because I came from the Kindle part too, where I was like, man, I really want to do this Kindle thing, and it sounds really, really good. And of course, I never figured it out 100%. Maybe I just got too late in the game, but merch just came right on time, and I was like, man, this thing is awesome. But what did you think about it? I guess when you first heard about it, saw the videos.
Well, at the time, like I sort of watched a lot of your earlier videos and sort of seen you continually building up designs and building up your income. And I'd never heard of print on demand before that, so I was just kind of like, wow, this is awesome. You know, like I was going to go down the track of Kindle, but like I said, I didn't really have a passion there or an interest in writing or anything like that. But having watched your videos, I was just like, yeah, this seems too good to be true. and I applied like straight away. I was just like, I've got to do this. And when the email come through from Amazon, I was on it straight away and like just got in there and just had a look at the platform and started doing my own designs. But I also started doing some outsourcing as well. So look, it definitely sounded too good to be true when I first checked it out. But
I mean,
I'm glad I did.
I think for anyone who watches, and this is by no means trying to, I'm not trying to sound funny or anything, but at some point when you do watch videos like Glen's videos, talking about how much money they made, it almost does sound like an infomercial, doesn't it? Like, oh, I made $6,000 this past month, and it sounds like an infomercial. But as we three are here talking, I mean, we can not both, but all three of us can vouch for how authentic the opportunity is. So, Luke, you said you come from an art background, but you said you were a airbrush artist.
Yep.
Now, did you have any experience using like Photoshop and Illustrator?
Yeah, I did actually. Not probably to the same level you guys do, but I don't know if you guys know a lot about sort of airbrush art, but essentially a lot of it is done on like motorbikes and like choppers and helmets and cars and motorbikes and that sort of thing. But a lot of the time when we come up with a design, we might draw it freehand and then scan that in and create a vector out of that. And then I have a sign plotter, and like I'll send it to the plotter, and then the plotter will cut that out, and then I'll apply it to whatever I'm going to paint. But that was kind of the extent of my experience with Illustrator. I've learned a lot since I've started with merch, but I'm still outsourcing some of the work as well.
Okay, interesting. Glen?
And so what made you, or at what point that you were like, I want to start this website, I want to start this podcast, I want to, I guess, get other people involved and everything. At what point or what made you decide to start that up?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've got a couple of friends who one of which
you mean besides us?
Oh yeah, just a couple.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, one of which is a professional graphic designer.
Nice.
And I mentioned it to her, and she spoke to me about Redbubble, and we sort of
I didn't mean to cut you off. Which is a an Australian company, from what I understand. Correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Australian based. I didn't actually know that. Jacob Topping told me that. So shout out to Jacob.
Shout out to Jacob. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please finish your
Yeah,
story.
yeah, sure. So yeah, a good friend of mine who is a graphic designer. We got talking about the print on demand industry, and she was just intrigued by what you can do and how you can apply one design to so many different products. And the more I sort of talked to friends about it, the more I realized that I'm really passionate about this, and I can help people to learn about the industry and maybe help them to make some passive income. So I guess that's sort of where the idea came from, to start a website and start a podcast, just to help people.
Okay. Yeah, and did your friend? Well, sorry, Yong. Did your friend already have stuff on Redbubble, or you guys were just talking about it? And when you told her about merch, did she sign up too?
No, she wasn't on Redbubble. She wasn't. There's another one here in Australia. It's called Spreadshirt. Have you guys heard of that?
Oh, okay.
Spreadshirt. Yes,
Spreadshirt.
I think.
Yeah, it's probably not as big as like Redbubble, and it doesn't integrate with anything else. It's sort of just like you create your own store and put designs up and that type of thing.
Okay.
She'd heard of Spreadshirt, not Redbubble, and definitely not Merch by Amazon. To be honest with you, Amazon in Australia, it is a lot different to what it is for you guys. A lot of people are still fairly new to the whole Amazon platform. So I guess when I told her about it, she was intrigued and she was really keen to get going. But being how busy she is doing sort of commercial work for people, I think she was a bit sort of hesitant to spend her time putting that into merch and print on demand.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say. So you obviously mentioned your website and podcast, and I don't think we mentioned it in the opening comments, but we didn't formally introduce it. So you have a website.
Yep.
What is it? Merch Nerds, merch-nerds.com.
That's it.
And you also have a podcast under the same name, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so basically you can head over to the website or jump on iTunes and check that out. I think we're up to podcast number 6 this week. So I've had a couple of guests on there. So I've had Jacob Topping and Marcy Moe, which I don't know if you guys know Marcy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Marcy came on and she's absolutely crushing it at the moment on the 25 tier. She's sold over 600 t-shirts, so that's
impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
Nice.
So yeah, it was good to catch up with her, and she shared some tips about sort of generating backlinks and using Pinterest, and she's also got a Facebook group, Hustler Girl, and she sort of just puts her designs up there. And have you guys seen her website at all? MarcyMo.com?
Yeah, I went to it. I think I went last week and I saw her website.
Yeah.
I checked it out. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing, look, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you sort of scroll all the way to the bottom, she's actually got her merch t-shirts on there, and she goes into detail as to, what she puts in for keywords, the type of sales that she's seeing from those. So I don't think anyone else is sort of really doing that. I think I know personally I'm sort of a little bit more, hesitant to share that information. Just when you find a good niche, it's sort of, you want to, not hold on to it, but you just kind of want to sort of
No, we can completely relate, because as much as much as me and Glenn talk, we don't share any ideas with each other, and that's the God honest truth, man. We don't, we talk about what we're doing and stuff as far as sales, but we don't share any designs.
Yep.
You say you outsource a lot of designs?
Yeah. So look, I'm a bit like you, Yong. I have a full-time job. I work in the IT industry at the moment. I work for one of the big banks here in Australia, and I basically get up every morning about 5:30 and just organise my designers. Just basically find designs that I think will sell well or have a lot of interest. And just outsource them. I found a couple of designers through Upwork and 99 Designs. And basically, the goal for the website and the podcast was to help people to see the progress and the journey that I'm going through to create at least $1,000 per month passive income through print on demand. So, outsourcing a lot of that work.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because you're kind of like us in the in the sense that you're doing all this because you want to be transparent with your whole process. And again, not to sound like an infomercial, this isn't a overnight get rich scheme, right? I mean, obviously, people heard me talk about it took me a year to get to the point where I'm at now, and I still don't think I'm making that much money. At least not not in my case. Now, if we're talking about Mr. Glenn here, this guy's crushing it, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool that you're sharing your whole journey with everyone, to hold yourself accountable, and to be transparent.
And do you want to tell everybody, I guess, that's listening about your journey, how long you've been in merch, your tier, how many shirts you've sold, and I guess, like you said, you wanted to get to $1,000, your end goal and everything like that.
Yeah. Look, still in the first tier, 25 tier. Happy to say I'm consistently selling at least 1 or 2 shirts a day, which I'm pretty happy about. I've sort of been cycling in and out every 30 days t-shirts that aren't selling too well, and trying different niches and that type of thing. I think total t-shirts, like I mentioned, February was my best month. I think I sold almost 60 shirts that month.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy about that. But total shirts, I think I've sold 90 shirts all up.
Okay.
Which I know that's not a lot in comparison to what you guys are doing, but considering we had the big freeze in December and January, it's sort of it's a slow and steady process, like you said, Yong. But look, I'm really happy with how it's going. My wife and I have also just started our own line of clothing for children. So
okay, nice.
Yeah, she's been really busy designing shirts on the iPad Pro. She's been using like the Apple Pencil and doing like different line art, and we're going to put that on our own Shopify store probably in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, nice. That's pretty good. And what I like is that, I know you said that it might not be a lot of sales, but what I like to tell people too is that, we're pretty much competing with ourselves. You know what I mean? Like there's someone out there that makes more than I do. There's someone out there that makes less than I do. And we want to compete with ourselves because everybody has like their own goals on like what they want to do and how much money they want to make. And would you say your end goal would be to eventually quit your full-time job and do merch, or?
Yeah, definitely, Glenn. It sounds crazy, but what I really want to do is I actually want to travel Australia and use that passive income to travel. So, my wife and I are focused on creating a series of passive income streams. Yeah. So like she's a school teacher. She's a primary school teacher, and she's actually uploading various resources to a site. It's called Teacher Pay Teacher. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but
no. Say that again.
So it's Teacher Pays Teacher.
Teacher Pays Teacher. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And essentially what she's been doing is creating clip art and uploading it to this particular site, and then teachers from all over the world can get on there and purchase, various resources. So whether it's clip art or things for their classroom and that type of thing. So, yeah, the end goal is to basically quit the 9-to-5 job and do some travel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I think that's awesome that both of you are invested into this. I guess I don't know if I always hate saying that it's a business, especially when Amazon has the end control of it. But I think that's awesome that you guys are both, committed to scaling your business. So now, I know you mentioned that she's a teacher. Now, does she have a design or an art background herself?
Not really, no. Basically, everything that she's sort of doing at the moment, I've shown her just over the last couple of weeks, and I've spoken to her about Merch by Amazon, and she's just signed up to get started with that. But everything she's doing is just using the iPad. There's a really good app. It's called Autodesk Graphic, and she'll basically do some drawing on paper, take a photo of that, and then using that photo, she'll trace over it with the Apple Pencil and create vector art. And then, we basically put a whole series of designs together and make a vector pack that teachers can buy. So, yeah, it's really cool. I think it's we sort of do it. We've got a young child. He's 8 months old, and we sort of just do it after we put him to sleep for the night. And we just work on it together and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really passionate about it, so I probably steer the ship a little bit. But sort of looking forward to growing the business as we keep working together.
That's awesome, Glenn.
Yeah, I think that because I tell people too, like diversifying your income, I think is like one of the most important things. And you're talking about just different places that you're getting money from. And I know certain people have like vector packs on Etsy. It was one of the things that I was like, before merch happened, like I was like, man, should I try to get in this Etsy thing to like create my own icons? Or because I see icons, I see invitations, a bunch of different stuff like that people are doing, like these vector packs. And I was like, man, I could probably do this and leave this, people just buy it and download the thing. You don't have to, it's not like eBay where I'm shipping out items and stuff like that. We talk about like other, I guess, print on demand websites and everything. What are you using anything else like Shopify, Redbubble, or are you trying to scale those up too?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got about 25 designs on Redbubble. Haven't really seen a lot of success with that yet. I've also just got started with TeePublic. They've got a really good range of products and they're really reasonably priced, so been pretty happy with their platform. I've also got some stuff on Busted Tees, I think it is.
What is it?
Okay.
Busted Tees.
Busted Tees?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, so that's another one. And yeah, the next venture will be getting started with Shopify and integrating that with Amazon through Seller Central.
Yeah, that's something that that I keep saying that I need to get into myself. It's a little more difficult for me because at the moment, it's just me. I'm a one-man team at the moment. I don't have a significant other to help me out, and
better get on that, Yong.
I know. Wait, which one? The significant other or the
Both.
Shopify store?
Both.
Yo, man, don't bring my personal life into this damn interview, okay? Okay, we're talking to Luke here, okay, buddy?
Oh, that's right. It's all about Luke.
Yeah, it's all about Luke today, but yeah. So and that's something that I'll get into later. But yeah, so it's tough. So now, do you have a particular niche for your Shopify store, or are you just gonna have like just a random, collection of random shirts?
No, so we've actually picked a particular niche that we're going to get into. Obviously, having an 8-month-old child, we're sort of in that sort of child phase at the moment. So we're going to do a range of children's clothing.
Awesome.
Nice.
It should be pretty cool actually. I don't know if you guys have looked into it, but things like onesies and children's t-shirts and stuff, they actually sell really well. So we've got, that's the best thing about print on demand. Once you've got a design, you can apply it to any of those particular pieces of apparel. So yeah, that's where we're going to head. We probably might use Printful, I think, for Amazon once we get that set up.
That's what I'm using.
Yeah. Have you found that, Yong? They've been pretty good.
I mean, obviously, I haven't made any sales yet, but at the moment, as far as I got was to just integrate Printful with Shopify. I have all my designs, but now it's just a matter of integrating with Amazon, which I don't think is hard. But it's just finding the time to do everything, right? I mean, trying to juggle a full-time job, and Glenn and I, we come from the whole reselling community where we're on eBay and Amazon FBA, and I do a bunch of other crazy stuff. So just trying to find the time, but from everything that I've heard, and I've talked to a few people already, they say it's pretty straightforward, and once you get it going, they said you can make significant income. So I'm hoping you and your wife will find success on that, and when you do, please let us know, and we would love to have you back on the show with your wife, and interview both of you, even the baby.
Yeah, okay.
I would love to talk to the 8-month-old.
He would probably love that, actually.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, look, do you guys, I don't know if you've seen the guide that Michael Essick put together on his website for yeah, that's probably
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I'll send you a link, Yong. It's really good. It's very in depth, and he sort of talks about all the hurdles he's had to go through, and integration problems, and I think his account even sort of got restricted at one stage because of like a shipping issue. So,
no, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably end up following his guide, I would say. I might even try and get him on the podcast if I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just like a huge opportunity with the Seller Central that I was asking Yong the other day. I was like, "Did you get this thing going?" Because I'm ready to take Yong's free course so he can just teach me, and then I can just learn from him, and then I can just follow the steps.
Well, I mean, even Printful just came out. I mean, because I obviously get their email because I have an account with them, and even Printful, I think last week sent out a message saying, "Hey, we're now officially integrated with Amazon." So my guess is it has to be straightforward, right? And I think I can say that all three of us are pretty, intelligent guys, and I'm sure we can figure it out. And you, Luke, obviously being IT, I mean, you have background and stuff like that, so I'm sure all that's pretty much straightforward. But it's just trying to find the time, to actually sit down, and because I Glenn and I, we talk and joke about this all the freaking time, right? Like right now, I can upload 4 shirts, right? And I've said this 100 times. Typically, it takes me about 30 minutes per shirt, but it's doing the damn research that takes like 4 hours. I swear.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, after working 8 hours a day and then coming home and doing my other stuff, finding that 4 hours is tough, and I'm sure it's much tougher with you with the baby.
Yeah, it is, Yong. That's kind of like why I set a routine of getting up really early. Like I'd sort of have that hour and a half in the morning from 5:30 to when I have to go to work, where it's just solid uploading shirts and doing research and that type of thing. So yeah, look, it's a big week by the end of the week. Sort of, I finish work at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But like you say, you've just got to put the hours in and get the designs up and just keep working at it.
Yeah, well, so I've pretty much told myself this week, I'm not going to do any merch by Amazon. I know, shocking, right? This is shocking news. I'm not going. I've already told my boss that I'm not going into work on Monday because I really, really just want to work on the Shopify store. Like I'm not going to do any research for merch. I'm not going to do any designs for merch. I'm going to sit down and actually launch my Shopify store by the end of the weekend.
Awesome. Are you gonna?
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Are you gonna do it like a niche, or are you just gonna do like?
Yeah, it's a particular niche. Yep. Is it niche or niche? I mean, I hear so many variations. I don't know, but yeah. So it is a niche, however you want to pronounce it. And like I said, I have all the designs. It's just just really getting the website on point and integrating it with Amazon. So once I get that done, I'll let both of you guys know how that works out.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, and with you, I guess you talked about a little bit of like um, uploading shirts in the morning before work, and then working on some other stuff after the baby goes to bed. What is your, I guess, how do you manage, or how do you, what's your time management schedule between you and your wife to get all this stuff done? And how do you choose what you want to do? Because I tell everybody all the time, there's like so much opportunity right now to make money online. It's like super hard to choose what I want to do.
Yeah.
eBay's still there. I love doing that, but yet the Shopify thing it just sounds really, really good too, to have that kind of passively coming in, since you're not really shipping out different items. So, I guess what do you guys do? What's your time management?
Look, it varies week to week. Like we don't just do print on demand and trying to make money online or anything like that. We have a life outside of that too. But I guess for me, my main primary focus is just merch by Amazon at the moment. I really want to get to the 500 tier because I know that that'll sort of get me to that $1,000 a month passive income. But basically, yeah, look, what I'm really focused on is just creating as many designs as possible at the moment. So whether that's outsourcing or whether that's, taking, clip art or working on the iPad or whatever it is, it's always that one focus of just continually getting out quality designs all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that you're going to Upwork and 99 Designs for your designs. Fiverr, I get it. People go there because it's cheap, but I just don't recommend Fiverr because I think, in my opinion, the quality is just a little bit lower, and I don't know. It's like comparing apples to oranges. One's going to be a little different than other, but I just think the quality on Fiverr isn't as great. So I'm glad that you're going to Upwork and 99 Designs. So tell us about 99 Designs, because they're kind of expensive, aren't they?
Well, I've only been there for one designer. Was for a particular design I wanted done, but majority of the outsourcing I've done has been through Upwork, and I probably went through about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 designers before I found one that I was really happy with. Just because, I don't know, like sometimes you have like the language barrier where you're trying to tell them what you want and they just, I don't know, they can't get their head around it, or they give you back something that's not what you asked for. And then you have, how much you want to actually pay for a particular design. But yeah, at the moment I've found one designer that's been really, really good. We get along really well, so we've sort of got the skills to talk to each other and explain what we want. And he's very reasonably priced. So I've found a lot of success just using Upwork at the moment as well.
Great. Have you ever thought about going to Hustler Hacks and use his services? I heard he does a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think some of his work is good. Yeah, you know what? I actually need a logo design for the Merch Nerds podcast, so maybe I'll hit you up.
Glen, I'll get a finder's fee, damn it, okay?
There we go. That's Yong right there. Yong wants to start getting into the graphic design stuff too.
Yeah, no, we did talk behind the scenes where I'm, in the past I've always said that I don't want to do any freelance work because I've done it in the past and I just don't have the patience like Glen. I mean, Glen's a super patient guy. He's a very nice guy. Me, I think if someone comes back after like the 4th or 5th time and say, hey, can you make these changes? I would probably lose my mind. I really would. There was a project that I was working on. Glen, you know what I'm talking about. It's a particular movie, which we won't go into, but I had to shut them out because they were just making too many changes. They weren't listening to what I was telling them, and it just got really ugly. And I was like, look, guys, I'm not the one for this particular job. But yeah, no, I've thought about it. But yeah, no. Glenn does a good job. I hear. I heard he's a decent designer. So you might want to consider that.
Hey, Glenn, are you still doing like crazy amounts of shirts every day, like 40 or whatever it was?
So my limit was like 55, and then I was doing the 40 because that's where it was. Once it moved up to 55, that was just like way too hard to do. I've done a lot of like very simple text related shirts, but even then doing the 40, like I've really slowed down, and most of it came with like the ideas, like because I had a full file of all the ideas that were like trademark free, copyright free, ready to go. And then once I ran out of those ideas, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to sit down and really go through the research process again. And kind of like what you guys had said, like that's like the longest part, I think, is like figuring out the ideas and the niches and what you want to attack, because that's like the main part before you even get to the designing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is still the case, Luke. You mentioned something about some game
Yes.
that you wanted to play. Is that still the case?
Yeah. Look, if you guys are keen, it's just a merch based game that I've come up with, and I thought it might be a bit of fun to play. What are you guys?
Oh, nice.
You down for it?
Do they have like a little buzzer or something? Or
Oh, actually, yeah, you guys could get buzzers if you want, or maybe you could just chime in with your name.
with my answer?
All right. So the game I came up with, it's pretty easy. It's basically 3 different rounds, and the game's called Merchify Me. So,
all right, nice.
Yeah. So the first round. So when you guys with this first one, it's called Name That Merch, and basically the way it works is you've got to guess what piece of print-on-demand merch I'm trying to describe, but you only get one guess, and then if you guess it wrong, you're out. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So this is the first question. So just chime in with your name. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. So it goes. It says, "I am a print-on-demand item that isn't normally printed on." Okay.
Yo, this is some Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Jeopardy stuff right here. I'm an item that I'm not printed on.
Isn't normally printed on.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
Okay, just wait. Here's the next one. I can be worn backwards or forwards, but not inside out.
Can we guess?
You can chime in, but if you guess wrong, you're out.
Oh wait, okay. Hold on,
I'm gonna guess like a baseball cap.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice.
Wait, hold on, man. I still haven't even answered the first one. Is that
Hey, first one's done.
Oh wait,
So-
did you guess it?
Yeah. Sorry.
What was it?
So it's a baseball cap.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay, then what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
You know
sorry.
what? I'm all confused.
Yeah.
I'm all confused. Okay.
So
Then what's the
Hustler
second
Hacks 1, Yong 0.
one? Hey, you shut your pie hole, okay?
So it's like, sorry, I probably didn't explain that very well. It's like a series of questions to help you guess what it is. Does that make
Oh, it's a
sense?
series of questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You ready for number 2?
Yeah.
We're ready.
All right. Cool. All right. So this one's a bit harder. So you already own several of me, but you don't use me every day. I am purchased more by women than men. I am functional, but I am also classed as decoration.
Oh,
What
man,
the
this
hell?
is tough.
I come in bigger and smaller sizes, and I make your life comfortable. I am soft to lay your head on.
It's a pillow.
It's a pillow. Nice.
Okay.
Look at this
All right,
guy.
1-1, Glenn. Hey, next one wins, damn it.
All right. I think you guys will get this one. It was actually really hard to come up with like questions and not describe the product. All right. So this one says, I'm often found on your desk, and you use me most days.
Mug. It's a mug.
Yes, it's a mug. Yeah.
What?
Yes. Yo.
This
Hey,
guy.
man. Luke,
That
I
was-
expect my prize in the mail.
I'll send you a mug.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So
That was fun.
all right. Round number 2.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
You haven't won yet, Young.
Yeah, there's 3 rounds. 3 rounds. They're all different.
Oh, there's 3 rounds. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So this one you'll have to chime in pretty quick because I think you'll get it. So this one's called Trending Teas. So essentially it's like trending teas on Amazon. So you gotta basically like finish the name of whatever that trend is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Okay, get ready because you'll have to chime in quick. Nevertheless, she...
Female.
Nah,
No. Persisted.
that's it.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
A good one. All right. So
That made no sense. Nevertheless, the female. Jeez. That made no sense.
have you guys would have seen that shirt, surely?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I just wasn't thinking.
This next one is it's along the same lines. So women's rights are...
I can't believe I already forgot what
I have no clue.
Women's rights are...
our equal rights.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That one I probably should have guessed right when you said it, and it made me think for a while. I was like, "Oh man," I was looking at these women's rights shirts and then completely forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I've got to like come up with trends that these guys are going to know. That's not going to be too hard to guess. So it was a bit tricky. All right. This one is for an event that's coming up very, very soon. And I would imagine you guys would probably have some shirts in this particular niche. So it's Kiss Me, I'm...
Irish.
Yes.
Yes. Man, that was
Yo.
3-0.
Hold on, man. You know what? This is bullcrap, okay? First of all, you guys were in this phone call, this conference call, long before I came on board. So you guys could have worked something out here.
Yeah.
All right, what
I
about
gave
this
him the
one, John?
answers.
The man, the myth, the... There we go. Just easy. Just for you, Young.
You
The
can
man,
kiss
the
my
myth.
butt.
The man, the myth, the legend.
All right. So there's the final round, yeah?
Final round. We'll do double points.
Oh man,
Okay.
just for Young to catch up.
Yeah. Okay. I've got to share my screen. Hang on, because you guys will need to see this. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Nothing
No.
yet.
What
All
about
right,
it?
now it's loading.
Yeah. Can you guys see
All
it?
right, here we
okay?
go.
Yeah.
Okay, we can see it.
All right. So this one, you've got to name the logo. So it's well-known logos, but without the actual name of the company. So you got to.
Oh, I got this. I got this.
All right.
Come on, Young.
I got this.
Okay, you ready?
All right, already.
Okay, just shout it out if you know it.
Okay. DreamWorks.
Yeah.
DreamWorks.
Oh. I think that's a Glen. Okay, number two.
A6.
Yeah. Nice.
A6.
All right, this one's for you, Yong.
That's Microsoft.
It is. Yeah. MSN.
I thought, MSN.
That's garbage. Microsoft. Windows. That's the devil. Yo, what the hell was that?
Volvo.
Volvo. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Netscape.
Netscape.
Yeah. Yep. Do you guys remember using Netscape?
Oh yeah.
Feels like forever ago.
Especially Young.
Hey, dude, pipe down, okay?
All right.
Corona.
Yeah. Good choice.
Levi's.
Levi's. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys would get that. Is Levi's a big brand over there?
San
Oh,
Francisco,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They're in my neck of the woods.
Yep. Sweet. That's it. That's all.
There we go.
That was fun, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was a good try, Young.
Look, we have to wrap up here pretty soon, but
Yeah.
before we go, just a few things. First of all, where can people go if they want to get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. They can head over to merch-nerds.com, and they can also check me out on Facebook as well, or they can check out the podcast, merchnerds.com.
Okay, merchnerds.com, and you're also in our group. Just a couple of questions from me. Have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee? That's a great documentary.
Yeah.
It's a great documentary. Did we lose Glenn?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought we lost him for a second. I can't see you. But second of all, I would love to go to Australia and come for a visit because, Glenn, I think you know this, man. I'm a huge wine connoisseur, and I hear nothing but great things about Australian wine. So I would love to come and check that out, man. So maybe in the near future.
Yeah. Well, if you do come, Yong, we've got like about 20 wineries within about 2 hours from where I live. So,
oh my gosh,
you're welcome anytime.
You guys gonna have a field day.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, awesome. Thanks so much for being here, Glenn. Any last comments, questions?
No, I think that's good. As fun little game right there too. Something we hadn't done before. We need to get more games more often.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thanks, Luke, and we'll see you online.
Thanks, guys. Good chat. See you later.
All right.
Great interview with Luke, someone that I can obviously respect. Glenn, I think you and I should make a trip out to Australia.
Oh man.
After he mentioned that wine, I'm tempted. Some of you folks may know that at one point I would make my own wine, and I appreciate wine. So I think this is something that needs to happen, man.
There we go. I know for sure. We got to contact him and see if we can get out there. But I've never been anywhere near there, so that'd be a first for me. But hey, gotta try this stuff.
You think your wife let you go?
Let me ask permission. Thanks, Yong.
But yeah, great interview. Check him out. And as always, we have to end the show with closing thoughts and comments. You guys should know by now that we do have a Facebook group, and we said from the get-go that we're going to cap it off at 500. Last time I checked, we're at 499. So if you're, if by the time this podcast comes out, if you're still at 499, you might be the lucky one. But yeah, so and it's just easier for us, right? Because in the beginning we had no intention of doing a Facebook group, and then we had a few people ask us and request that we do start one, and we said, well, if we're gonna start one, it has to be done a little differently. And so we're kind of making it different from other groups out there. We're gonna cap it off at 500. It's just easier for me and Glenn to manage. Oh, you know what? And since we're talking about that, I just want to say this publicly. A huge thank you to Margaret, Texas Treasure Gals, or is it Texas Gal Treasures? I can't remember.
Yeah.
She's been helping us with the group. It's not a huge task, but we really do appreciate everything that she does for us.
Yeah, we love Margaret. She's always been good. Check out her channel, Texas Gal Treasures, and go subscribe to her.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a great person. So Margaret, thank you so much for helping us. But yeah, so the group's going to be capped, but we are going to be removing members who don't participate. If they're just there to lurk and just take up space, at some point we're going to remove them. So just go ahead, and even though it's capped off, go ahead and put your request in, and when we remove someone, you might be the next person in line. So
Yeah, I can do that, and it just kind of grew kind of randomly too. I think it's kind of like a mixture between. The craziest part is because we didn't even like invite people into the group or add people or like add them as friends and then into the group because there's different Facebook strategies you can do to get people in. These
Mhm.
are just straight up people that either saw the channel, they heard the podcast, they heard about us somehow, and then they just came in wanting to get into the group. So it kind of just bumped up the last month or so, like every day, just random amounts coming in. So it's really, really good. We're really pumped about it, and we're right there at 500. So we're just, super excited to talk with everybody there, and
Yeah,
they can tag us and stuff and ask us things, or they could, everyone's kind of asking and helping out each other. So it's really, really cool.
yeah, and it's not just me and Glenn. There's other people in there that are, they're great resources, and I like to say I'm a little more active than you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Only because I know you're busy with the whole YouTube thing. I don't do YouTube. Okay, that's I've tried it. I don't like it. I don't have time to edit and all that crap. Social media is my thing, so I'm in there a little more than Glenn, and I like to post a little more. And and I want to be a little transparent about the group. I share a lot of my resources, uh, and I'm gonna be completely transparent. Okay, you and I have been honest since day one. A lot of them are affiliate links. Trust me, I am not making a fortune. Okay, if I wanted to make a fortune, I would not cap the group off at 500. Uh, and just to be honest, my affiliate commission for last month was 78 cents.
Killing it.
I'm
Was
being
killing it out
I'm
there.
being completely honest. And here's the thing, guys. Okay, Glenn and I, we're doing this podcast to again to document our own personal journey in merch. And we do these podcasts. We take time out of our day to do these. First of all, to do this podcast, it's not free. We pay to have our episodes hosted on the server. So that is why I put the affiliate links up there just to kind of balance things out. But again, if you guys are thinking that we're making a fortune, you are completely wrong. That 78 cents ain't gonna cover much as far as our fees. So
You fooled
just
me. I didn't even know about any affiliate links, but now that I know, I'm
yeah,
gonna try to purchase stuff and help you out because
thank you, my man. But yeah, but Glenn, how can people contact you, man?
you can email me hustlerhacks the number one at gmail.com. You can go on YouTube, Hustler Hacks on YouTube. I have a video that did pretty well too, just about my numbers in 2016. I kind of broke it down and what I did and month to month, and I probably need to go into maybe a little bit more in depth to like the first couple of months because now that everybody's getting kind of accepted into the program, they're kind of asking a lot of different questions to how to start off, and I was pretty pretty honest on there too that it was a mixture between hard work and timing. I got in there
You got yeah.
very, very early, but it was barely months in. I think 2 to 4 months in that merch was actually created and live, and they let people come in. It was
Buck
tier
wild, huh?
25.
It was buck wild in there when you first got in there, man. There was no restrictions or nothing, man.
I was at tier 25. Now it's at 10. So obviously that was one of the first many changes. But during that time, there wasn't a whole lot of competition compared to there was now. So I think it is different, obviously, from now and then. But any way that I can help, I also want to learn more as far as what everybody's doing from the very beginning and trying to do that. And I think a lot of trial and error in the beginning.
Of course.
Especially when I first started, I think till now too, trial and error, see what's working, maybe getting a mixture of different niches in there to see what works. But I really wouldn't worry about making money in the very beginning. My main thing was just to get some sales going, get that snowballing, and then eventually tier up and then go from there. But I wouldn't worry about making money right off the bat,
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
And me, you guys can email me at Yong, YONG, at geekhustle.com. I just started a new website. And guys, if you guys go sign up for my newsletter because I give great design tips. Glenn, did you sign up for my newsletter?
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, go check it out.
I'm gonna check you out, man.
Okay, go check it out.
But yeah, I do give out some good tips. I know there's a lot of websites out there. They give out tips on the business aspect, but I'm going to give you tips on the design aspect of merch. So go and check that out. Other than that, anything else?
That is it. We're done, and next week we'll see everybody and see what the update is for the numbers and see where we're at.
Cool. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.